Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Warming up. Relax your arms and your elbows and your shoulders and your wrists. And now we move our arms and legs a bit like this. And then we change direction like this. And now keep going with your legs, and then your arms rotate. One is rotating forwards, and one is rotating backwards at the same time. And then change legs and change direction of the arms too. Okay. And then go. Breathe in. Breathe in. Go straight back. Okay, and relax. Catch your breath. Okay, knees together and up and down. And then open your foot and to the sides. And then go deep. Maybe you can help with your forearms, stretch your knees to the outside. Okay, then a wide step, and then go to the left and the right, very slowly. Keep contact with the ground, so your soles are contacting the ground. Slowly from left to right. And then go to one side and go deep and still keep contact with the ground. You can hold yourself with the hands, or you can stay upright as you like. And change sides. And change sides. So now you lift your toes of one leg and the heel of the other leg to go a bit deeper. And change sides. Lift your toes and the heel. then come to the middle and hold your knees, and then turn your back and your head to one side and slowly to the other side, and help a bit with your arms. Okay, then shoulder wide stand, and then rotate your shoulders backwards. And use your whole body when you rotate. So bend your knees, use your chest and your back, and even your head. Okay, change direction, roll forward. And then use the arms too. And change direction, so now rolling backwards. And now when you come to the upside, breathe in, hold your breath, tighten up, and release. So breathe in, tighten up, release. Breathe in, tighten up, release. And one more. Okay, and relax again. Okay, then we go to the ground a little bit. So if you have a yoga mat, fine. If not, take one for the next time. And we start with some Uchikomi. Everybody at its own speed. And massage your back muscle on the left side and on the right side of your spine. And as Andrea said the last time, a hard floor is a good teacher. So you will feel if you are rolling at the correct position. So for those with knee problems, keep going. And for the others, come up, stretch, and go down again. Come up, stretch, go down. So use the momentum of your body and use your arms too to get up very, let's say, like a cat. So very smooth. And then come to a complete stand, Anmi position, and down. Up, position, down. Okay, good. And grab a Joe. And We start with the first suburi, so Chokotsuki, and try to start in a very relaxed position. Joe is in front of you. And take some time after the thrust. Hey. And take some time in a relaxed position. So don't rush through. Take your time, enjoy the movement. Feel your body, feel if you are centered or if you are, tending to one direction, if you are straight or bent over. Take your time. Hey. Okay, onegaishimasu.
Yes.
Oh. Hey. Oh. Ah. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah. Okay, great. So I see you are really doing good. What I see is, or what I feel when I perform this tsuki, that the chokotsuki and other movements are a mixture of these extremes. So I call it the shovel. So when you dig into the mat, yeah. So this is shoveling, and this is sliding, yeah. And the tsuki for me feels right in between these two movements. So I don't only shovel and I don't only slide, but I mix them up. So, swinging to the back and sliding simultaneously. And consciously try to feel how you do this. So do you really swing and do you really slide, or do you have a preference for one of those? So try to feel what preference you have, or if there is any preference, and just be aware of that. I don't know, how much percent sliding, how much percent swinging, but it should feel comfortable, yeah. And it should not be just swinging and just sliding. It should be something in between. Okay, so a few more times. Hey. Okay, onegaishimasu. Oh. And change sides also. Yeah, go to the other side to practice on both sides. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, good. So now we had a lot of attention to the front. Now let's take some attention to the back. And therefore we go to Shomen Uchikomi. If you don't have space, if the ceiling is too low, then do it like this. So keep your jaw low and then perform the Uchikomi. So you don't have to hit the ceiling. My ceiling is very low, so I can't do it correctly. So I'll sneak here for the Uchikomi, okay? So the attention to the back comes from the next movement where we put the jaw to our back side. So in preparation for Gedanga Eshi, okay? So Shomen Uchikomi, and then Gedanga Eshi, okay? And for the Gedan Gaeshi, for the preparation, really feel, come closer, really feel that this drawing back of the jaw comes from your hips. So here, this. So you open, you're very straight after the Shomen, or almost straight. And after the opening, you can withdraw the jaw. Don't do it only from your hands and nothing happens here. Try to use your hips to open and pull the jaw back, okay? So, Shomen Uchikomi, you end up in Shomen Uchi position and then open your hips and move your jaw back. Yeah? On the other side, Shomen Uchikomi, and open. Okay? Hi, dozo.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Klong. Yes, very good. Oh. Hey. Hey. Yeah, very good. Okay, so my feeling is when I move back in the preparation for the Gedan, it's not just a step back for me. It's like shifting my whole body to the backside, but also keeping my concentration to the front. So that's what I meant. Now we add the backside, the focus to the backside. So when I end up in the Shomen Uchi, it's not just a step. Yeah, so I don't just step back or thrust back. It's not a thrust to the backside. It's like the feeling is like shifting the whole body to the back and being aware of the area in the back, but keeping the focus to the front too. So it's like, you know, enlarging your sphere of awareness. Okay, so try not to thrust back and not to just only step back. Try to imagine you are underwater and you shift the water in front and in the back of your body 1 meter to the back. So it's shifting your body, not just stepping. Yeah. Hey. really shift it to the back. Okay, a few more times. Onegaishimasu. Hey. Ah. Yeah. Whoa. Usa. Hey. Whoa. Okay. Okay, and now we add the Gedange Eshi. So, hey, when you are here, start in your hips, start in the upper body, and end up in Gedange Eshi. Hey, from here, here, here. So, try not to follow or how to say jump after you're hitting the knee. Try to really and stay in your center and stay stable. Huh? So add Gedange Eshi. Yeah. Open your hips. Close your hips down. Okay. Onegaishimasu. Hey. Whoa. Whoa. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Yay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when I move forwards for the Gedange Eshi, so to the front, the step to the front, it also often happens that I have a lot of power in my back hand. So comparable to a ski. So when I go to this, yeah, so I feel that I have a lot of power in this hand when I go here. Okay. And I think this comes from the focus to the front. Okay. So when you're here, you really want to hit that, and then you have a lot of power in your back hand. Okay. So let's turn this around now and move backwards. So when we are here from this position, we move backwards. Okay. I think this is one sequence of the 31 Jokata, right? So if you are here, don't move forwards. take a step back. And you will feel that, hopefully, the power will shift from your backhand to your front hand. Okay? Because it doesn't make sense to make a tsuki and move backwards. Okay? So try to feel how the power shifts. And therefore we start in tsuki now. So we can do it on both sides. Start in the tsuki kamai position. Hey! Oh. And go to the left and the right side for Girangeshi. Okay? Onegaishimasu. Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh. Yeah, and if you don't have enough space, stay on the spot, but emphasize the backside more. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Okay, and now to emphasize and to train the back motion a bit more, put the jaw aside, and we will perform a solo practice, and that's like irimi nage. Yeah? So your palm faces up, and then you step back and go to the irimi nage position, and you can step in if you want. So on both sides, palm points up, go back, step in. And for me, the feeling is when I go back, it's like turning the elbow. So the elbow is not going to the outside, but it's twisting, yeah, like this. So imagine irimi nage, open your hips, open your elbow, and then step through. Irimi nage, step through. Yeah, from this position. Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of the same when you go back. So you shift your weight and your whole body to the back side from here, and then step through. Yeah? So this irimi nage feeling and through. Okay, a couple of times, please, and then we take back the jaw. And step in. Yeah. And step through. Okay, really imagine having the super uke who can move elegantly like you, and then you perform irimi nage. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Okay, and one thing about this, take care not to go too much to your back. So moving your elbow behind your body and then coming to the front again. Try to leave the elbow in front of you. So don't pull your elbow back and your shoulder and everything and then go to the front. Try to leave it in front of you, like here. So I'm always seeing my elbow. I'm here, I look at my elbow, it's always in front of me. And try to, I mean, why would we do this? Because we need more space. We want to make this movement big, okay? But you can also make it big when you move your hips. So if you are not moving your hips, you have to make it big with moving your elbow. But if you engage your hips, then you can leave your elbow in front of you, okay? So engage your hips, whoa, and then go in. Don't go in this position or here and then come to the front. Imagine somebody, your uke is in your in this part of your arm, yeah? So his head is hanging here. You will never get him up again, okay? So try to leave this in front of you and then step through, okay? Yeah, and step through. Couple of times, and then we take back the jaw. Yes. Yeah. Okay, very good. So now grab a jaw. Now keep that feeling and so imagine you are, or not, don't imagine, do it. So we are in this back position, and from this position, we move back like with the iriminage, yeah? But we have the jaw, and it's the same feeling. I mean, the elbow doesn't go up like in iriminage because we grab the jaw, but the feeling is the same. So the hips, the opening, this twist, yeah, it's like iriminage, but just with a jaw. So emphasize this movement and don't push too much with the backhand. So you can go on both sides. So tricky, and now iriminage. And then you can change sides. And from here, imagine iriminage. Emphasize this one, this hand. So from here, yeah, iriminage. Okay? Oneshimasu. Do it on your side. Hey! Whoa! Ah. Hey! Yeah. Ah, great. Hey! Whoa! Hey! Yeah! Yeah. Oh. Ready? Yeah. Yeah, great. Yeah. Ready? Okay. And for the last step, we leave out this intermediate position and we go directly to the backwards movement. So from here, directly go back. So leave out this position, this intermediate one, we go directly back. So 1, 2. And to the other side. Hey, yeah. Yeah, so after your tsuki here, go directly to the back side. And then change sides. Hey, whoa. Yeah, now here you really need to step back in one step. If you after the tsuki, really step back. Now all the energy comes from the back movement. You don't have the time to push. Yeah? Here, whoa. Everything comes from here. Whoa. Okay. Hey, yeah. Okay. お願いします。
お願いします。
Hey, whoa. Hey, yeah. Hey, oh. Hey, yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, oh. Hey. Now it's a bit easier if you stay on the spot and if you change your hanmi on the spot like this. Yeah, it's easier to practice. Yeah. Okay. But if you have the space, try really to step back and emphasize the shift to the back. Whoa. Yeah. So if you have the space, make a big step. If you don't have the space, then you can change on the spot. Hey. Okay. And if you have the space, make it big. Yeah? A few times. Hey. Hey. Oh, Okay. Okay, good. Then let's stop here. Class will be.
Thank you, Sascha.
Yeah, thank you, Sasha. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sascha.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, keep hold of your Joes. We're going to go into. Yeah. Is everyone comfortable with the 13 Joe Kata? You're all pretty. I'm going to say senior. Don't take it the wrong way. You're all quite seniors. Yeah. Anyone not comfortable with the 13 Joe Kata? Let me put it that way. No? Silence. Okay, good. We're going to do the 13. So, well, I'm going to break it down into sections, and then we're going to look at it. So, really building on a lot of what Sasha's been doing this morning as well. So,
I am not senior.
Okay, I'll work through it. We're going to do it really basically. So, don't worry.
Okay.
So, just starting where Sasha did, but there's one difference now in the Suburi. When you do the Suburi, I'll just run through a couple of times with the 13, just so you've got a clear picture of what it is. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, and then back.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to do really basic. I'm going to slightly modify the passo. I'm going to explain when we get to that, but it's at low ceiling. So there's one big difference now between this and the Suburi work. Suburi work is on straight and down the line. So when you do this movement we do with Sasha like this, straight down the line. So that make it as direct and simple as possible. When we come to the 13, you're going to wedge off the line. So you're going to take the position that we had before, nice and relax, everything Sasha was saying, and then wedge off the line to the left, and then come back. So I want to, if you've not got a line on the floor, really use this. You need a really strong imagination that you need to make it real. So make a really clear line in the ground. And it's not only a line in the ground in the floor, it's a line through your whole structure. So the center line is running through the whole structure of the body and out. So it's like a big plane cutting through the whole body this way. In the ground is included in that. So the Joe's on it, and then I just wedge off to the left side. Okay, I'm wedging off. By wedging off, I mean I'm coming off the line and wedging my strike onto the line still. Okay, so that doesn't mean I'm doing this. This is not wedging. So when you wedge off the line, it means you're coming off the line and striking back onto the line. Okay, so if you imagine a person in front of you, you're going to go off and wedge it that way. Okay, just give it a try. So just the first movement. But this first move is basically the blueprint for the whole kata. So let's get this into there. Oh. Yes.
Okay.
That's it. And we're going to really key on form today. So really allow yourself to settle in the movement. Yeah. Boom.
Okay.
And this is a little bit where the 13 is really like an advanced kata, because it's basically taking your basic and it's putting it into more of an advanced setting. So it requires really that the basic's super refined and in place. We can go here, but just watch this. If I'm starting in the hands, this will all kind of fall apart as I start to wedge off the line. So if you kind of play with like going to the basic, which is down the line, and that's where I'm really working the hands and the feet. So I'm really getting everything in place, working around the center. This. And then once that's in place, I can shift it anywhere. It's a little bit like Sasha was doing with the Genangashi. Once the basics in place, you can play with it totally. But if I'm doing things like this, this is really unstable because my hands and feet aren't connected. So just really try and get a sense that this happens. So it's really working center work. So if the hands, the feet aren't coordinated, this won't go anywhere. So if you feel like it, if you feel a bit discoordinated, I do sometimes as well, all the time, then go back to the basic like straight line and then see if you can wedge it. It really requires like super coordinated body to do this kind of form, so not easy. That's it. That's it. Good.
Hey.
Good. That's it. Much more stable. Good. That's it.
Oh. Hey. Oh.
Okay, really get it. Like the 13 is really like a combat form. So later when we do the partner practice, it's like combat application. There are wase work, but it's like one person done, next person done. So it's got this kind of flavor. They're all finishes in the movement. So that means it's not really a combination. It's a kata, but it's not really a combination in terms of like, I'm gonna go 1, 2, it's like this, done. So it's finished already. So that person's gone. So what you need to have is a feeling, in this case, there's a bit more combat application. It's not so much like the 31's quite nice. It's quite nice. It works very well into kind of flowing form, the 31, because it's really like a kind of a wase blending practice with myself and then with the other person. The 13 is more of a combat application. So get the sense now it's a bit more, it's got something that's a bit more this. Now, of course, that applies to all the movements we do, but in this case, especially, it's essentially finished. It's done. Okay. So have that sense that when you've done this, there's no more. I don't need to do anything else. And we can talk about like stillness in motion and stuff, but practically what you're doing is just finishing someone. Poof, done, done. And I don't need to go anywhere else with it. Yeah, that's it. And it doesn't need to be angry, it doesn't need to be aggressive, it just needs to have a sense of finality, like closing a book. Poof, done. Put the book down. It's got that kind of. Yeah. That's it.
Oh.
Okay, good. That's it. Got it. Okay, good. I've got another prop today. So this is a great thing. This is do you know what this is? Anyone know what this is?
Boy or so.
Winds on the sea, I would say.
It's a boy from the sea. So I'm by the sea, so everything's kind of marine based. So just look at this. It's got like a belly button on it. It's where the rope goes through it. But it's directly in the center of it, right? So it's straight through the center. You can, if I put it that way, maybe there, you can see right through it, right? It goes all the way through the center and penetrates through, right? So when you do these kind of ski movements, you need to have a feeling like what you're doing is really going straight through the center of something. And you can think of it in your imagination like a ball, something kind of like a ball shape, that's kind of thing. You can think of it like a human, whatever it is, but you've got to have a sense that you're piercing straight through the center of it and out the other side. So you're going like through the center. If I do like this, it pushes it off at an angle. So I need to have the feeling like it's going straight into it. Okay, this is really the only practice you can get. You can get this feeling only really with makiwara training. That's why makiwara is really important. It doesn't have to be hard, makiwara training, but have the sense that when you strike, the impact is being made boom straight into the thing and not off at an angle, which will give you like a kind of sliding movement. So when you do the ski, how that translates here is really have a sense that what you're aiming at is through and So we don't do this kind of slicing, piercing thing, but we do that piercing movement with the body. So the whole body has a sense of through the center. So it's got that kind of quality, and I'm trying to hit it directly, not indirectly, which will kind of bounce off. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. Just give it a try. You can do like very light makiwara stuff. So like you can do it with a cushion on the wall. You can do something really, really light. But some kind of striking practice is really good. It doesn't. It's better that it's not hard and heavy. Yeah, and Catherine's got a great one. Great. Boom. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. Just have that sense. And then the first movement is the blueprint for all of it. So getting this kind of clear in the first movement and go a bit further with it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. There we go. That's it. No, that's it now. Good.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, in this case, take from the bottom. So you're going to take from here, from the bottom, not from the top. So you're going to take the bottom of the jaw this way. So you're going to do the 13. So when you do this one, from the bottom, that way. Yeah, got it. Got it. We'll go a bit further next. That's it. Good, got it. Okay. Good.
Hey.
Nice. Great.
Oh.
Okay, one last point on this, and this applies all the way through the kata. Because it's quite an aggressive combat form, there's a really tendency, even in this first movement, to get pulled into the front. Because I know what the next movement is, all of you know it, it's coming into the Hayagaishi. So I'm thinking forward already. So really what Sascha was saying about the ground and really coming from the back, this is really crucial in this kind of thing. So this is why the Kihon is essential. So when we do an advanced form like this, really stick to the Kihon. And really get a sense that the back wedge of the triangle. It needs to be really, really broad, wide, and full. The moment that's weak, I'm just in the front foot now. So I can go into the Hayagaishi, no problem, because I'm loaded into the front foot, but I'm not stable. So I'm really looking for stability, because that will give me an ability to just move later and move with efficiency. So when you do this, really feel that already, watch out what happens. The hand starts to come forward, I start to lean into the jaw. Maybe the jaw comes a bit closer because I need to grab it. So everything starts to become frontal. So really get a sense that you're gonna, like, first thing is like the ground, let the body sit in, and then really feel it if you can include the back in the movement to come through. The back, that. And that stays all the time. So it doesn't like go front and back. It just goes like down and out, down and out to this kind of position. So you're never leaving the ground basically in this case. Okay, give it a try. Just the last few, and then we'll go to the next movements. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Good. Just really become aware of the back. And all the power is coming from the ground and the back of the body. That's just where it's all coming from. So just aligning to that will change the form totally. That's it. Great. Okay, great. So keep all those points in mind, and as we go through, there'll be some different ones specific to the form, but in this case, start here. You go off to the side, wedge. Now from here, I'm going to go into the Hayagaishi through and off to the right side and strike down. Okay, so this is a Hayagaishi, which is a Yokomanuchi to the side of the head in this case. So you're going to wedge out, and then you're going to wedge out again that way. And then come back. So just make this kind of seamless, but really, again, keep to the Kihon. So really allow yourself to settle in the form. Settle in the form. Okay, really complete each movement. And again, really think about much more like a combat application. Here and then whoosh, there. Everything should have a kind of calm quality, but you want something quite direct. Okay, give it a try. 1 and 2. Ski Hayagaishi. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay, this is again where if the basic's not really in place, then going to kind of an advanced form will be difficult. So just watch this. If my basic form, in this case, is something like this. Something like that. So if I'm pulling and pushing with the jaw, how I'll translate that is into the ski like this. You've got that, and then I pull and push the jaw, but it's not about pulling and pushing. So when you do this, also feel that I don't want to go back down to the basic, but if you feel like it, go to this kind of position. But it's not about pulling the jaw in or pushing it out. It's about rotating around the axis and extending with the jaw. Okay, so see if you can hold it with the Hayagaishi, but it's this sense of rotating around the jaw. I'm not pushing or pulling at all with the jaw. It's just something else. So try and get a sense. You can also just go from this position and just feel you can motivate the movement from the center. Go slow and go light, but just really get away from this kind of idea of pushing and pulling the jaw. And if you feel like it, go back down to the basic. Again, if I feel that coming up, I will drop out of the kind of advanced level. I'll go back down. And knowing when to do that, when it's appropriate, is the training. That is part of the system. So it's not bad or wrong. It's just when I feel like I'm disconnected or I'm pushing with the arms, I'm not really connecting the center, I will drop back. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. So it's something much more subtle. The connection's something else. There we go. Got it. Okay, good. Okay, I'll give you one more point about this. So it's really to do not with the hands. So if I start in the hands, it's almost inevitable that I'll start to push, because if you think about it, I'm in this position. If I start the movement in the hands, I need to get them up to this position. They can only pull towards the center because the center's not active. The center's inactive. They will pull and then push out. So if my hands are starting the movement, that's almost inevitable that will happen. So really get a sense that as you make this movement, that initial impulse from the ground to the center, ground, center, ground, center. The hands don't need to do a thing. The hands will follow that movement, but they don't need to do a thing. So just, this is the beauty of the Kihon form, because you can really tell where you start the movement from. So if I do Kihon, I stop, and then I do that. Oh, I started in the hands. I pulled out of center. So really get a sense that the Kihon is allowing you an ability to move from the center that way. Yeah, that's the beauty of the Kihon form. It's not about being static. It's about connecting the body from the right place. Okay, just give it a try. Oh, that's it. So again, it's about moving the body to be more centered, moving from the center, motivating from the center, and really grounded in the footwork.
Hey.
Good. Cool.
Oh. Hey. Yeah. Hey.
That's it. Okay, good. Great. Nice.
Oh.
Very.
Oh. Ah. Hey.
Okay, good. So just again, I go back to my prop. Okay, it's got this line on it. It's from the sea, right? It's where it was in the sea, so it's developed all this kind of scum on it. But when you do these strikes, imagine if that's Shomanuchi. Again, I'm going to impact to the center directly. Or in this case, the center line's there, but I'm going to use this because it's clearer. So I'm going to direct the strike towards the center. If I do Shomanuchi in this way, it will bounce out again. So I want a sense like it hits the center. Okay, when you're doing Yokomanuchi work, it's not that you're striking at an angle. This is something else. It's that the target is off at an angle. So I'm striking the forehead or I'm striking the shoulder. That's off at an angle. So I'm going to deliver that power still to the center. It's just delivered in a diagonal line. But it's not doing like this. How this works is like I'm not doing a form which is like this, which is like slicing off the top. I'm still almost entirely in Aikido striking towards the center line. So it's like this, and then from here it's this. It's through the center this way. It's wedged off the body. This is why it's difficult, and this is why Shomanuchi is the base of it. So just play with it, but you've got like Shomanuchi this way and Yokomanuchi this way, but still it's being delivered from my center through the jo to the other person's center. So it's got this kind of quality. Just look for it. Again, it's difficult when you're doing it with no kind of feedback. But just get a sense that you're kind of striking the ground and you're hitting through the center of the object in front of you. That's it. So there's something a bit more heavy about it. And it's not like slicing the edge off the center. It's really striking through the center. Yeah, that's it, Adrian. Got it. Got it. And you'll just get something that's more heavy. You'll just have a strike that has more impact. That's it. Got it. Nice, nice, nice.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do this first set, which is like the first set. It's really the basic start of the kata. So you've got wedging off to the left, wedging off to the right with the hayagaishi, and then from here you wedge off back again to the left. So you draw back and you come underneath. Now the original center line, my front foot is on it, so it's dissecting the original center line. So you're blocked underneath, and what I do with the body is pass it straight down the center line. You're blocking and then you're directly on the center line. So you can't quite see the tiles on the floor, but I'll try and show like this. You go here towards the center line, towards the center line, and then as I drop back, the back foot cuts to the left, and then the front foot finishes right on the center line here. And then as I go into this move, again, initiate from the center, straight down the line. Yeah, and then you come back. So just do a small movement. So really make it clear what you're doing with the center line. You're kind of pleating the center line. You go across it, across it, across it, and then I'm straight back on it that way. So that's the kind of form in this case. Give it a try. And just be a lot more conscious about the feet. What are you doing with the feet? Because these really determine everything. How you're using the feet. I usually call it pleating. This comes from like boxing. So the footwork in boxing is like pleating. And Aikido eventually has got the same kind of quality, but it's done in a very static way. Boxing is very dynamic, but
Yeah.
see, this is like a footwork drill. So it's like a compressive pattern, footwork pattern. You do it. Yeah. And you just happen to be doing it with a jaw, but it's not really about the jaw. That's it. You wedge, you wedge.
Hey.
That's it. Again, watch this when you do the Kihon. So the Kihon will really tell you how you move in the body. Watch this. And then go. Really get this sense that everything Sascha was doing before is like you're going to press from the foot and roll it back. So think about this. What you're doing in this move is someone who's striking towards either the throat or the chest or the face. So what I need to do, my first concern always, this was probably the first lesson anyone ever taught you in Aikido. Get off the line. Someone's coming to attack you, get off the line. Remove yourself from the line because you can't hold that. Someone's coming towards the throat with a joke, you can't hold that. You can't defend that. So I need to first of all move. That's always my chief concern. If you think about boxing, it's the same. A punch is coming towards my face. If I don't move, I will get hit. I can't block it. I'll just receive the impact into the face. So I need to first move, and then I can do something else. But the first step is knowing that I need to move. So if I go with the hand protectively, I'm still going to get hit. So every time in boxing, if I go like that to defend myself, I will get hit. So I need to have the sense that that's happening. And I defend the head, but I'm defending it by that, but not by doing this. I'll get hit every single time. Boxing is great because it will teach you this really, really directly. You'll get a direct experience that you can't do this. It's not functional. So again, you can get away with this in Aikido. That's the problem with Aikido. You can get away with a hell of a lot that's not functional. And that's the problem where we're at. So because we train weapon work and it's dangerous, you can get away with a hell of a lot without being some direct feedback. So just get a sense like I can go that, or I can do that. Yeah. So you're doing something else, and again, it's about removing yourself from the center line, from the line of attack. In this case, from the line of attack. Let's say, make it a bit easier. But just give it a try. Again, it's those simple movements where I'm really training the body. So again, it's not just about doing a form. It's about what's the intention? What am I doing when I do this movement? What's the function of the movement? This is pretty advanced stuff, really. Also, at the same time, super basic stuff. It's stuff you learn in the first 10 minutes of Aikido training. There we go. That's it. I'm going to pain in the ass today. Watch this. Don't do this. Watch. You come here, and then a lot of you are doing something like this. So you're starting in the sense, and that's not so bad. That's pretty good. You've got the footwork, but you're doing the long way around. So you're going like, oh. In that time, I'm going to replace the original skin. I'm going to redirect it and go towards your face. So because the center line's open. So when you do this, watch this. You go here, and as you go back, the jaw comes up like directly, but it doesn't take the long way. Whoa, like this. It's much too slow. So the 13 jaw kata is like instant. The attack is coming in, whoa, and I need to have moved and protected myself. If they come in direct, think all the attacks are all the defense are against the ski. Ski is the fastest attack you can do with the jaw because boom, it just comes in. So I need to have already done the movement by the time they've done that, which is not easy. This is why it's a really advanced Awase practice later. But what I need to have done is gone from this position to that position instantly. But if I do like that, too slow. You've already been hit. So just give some thought to like what's coming in at you. Something very direct. But I need to meet it smoothly with Awase, with blending. That's the hard part. How do I redivert the straight line force into an arc or into a spiral? That's tricky. Yeah. That's it, Adrian. You got it. Good. Boom. That's it. That's it. That's it, Sasha. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, got it. Everyone's in. Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Nice. Okay, we're going to go to like an advanced part of the kata now. So forget the first part, first 4 moves, we'll come back to them later. So you're going to start out in this position. So all I want you to do is we're just going to practice the rotation with the footwork. One of the trickiest footwork movements we've got in the whole of the system. So really, if you find this easy, think again, because it's really the most difficult one. So when you come in, you're going to now find your way into the hasa. This way. And I don't want you to think about the jaw, I just want you to think about the footwork. The footwork's really specific, watch this. So when you come in, you go like this, and then this. So it's a rotation 180 degrees, but I do it really with a flexible hip. That way. Yes, it's something like this. And with the moment with my knee, if I do it incorrectly, I will suffer. The knee will go, and I'll probably collapse on the floor. So I've got to really have a sense that I'm grounded and that the foot is flexible with the hip. So the moment that I do something like this and then rotate into it, the knee will go, reject. It will reject my movement, and I'll suffer for it. So get the sense that as you come in, you're going to draw the whole body in. Now it's flexible. It's flexible, and then I ground it to the back. Yeah. So just watch this. This is not quite an Irimi Tenkan. It's got the same flavor, but it's not quite. Give it a try. Give it a try. And don't worry about the Joe for now. You can include it in the movement, or you can just let it go. Ah, nice. Marcel, cool. Ah, yeah. Big problem. You see the problem in this movement? Do you feel the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Walking the knees.
Yeah, true. Yeah. There's something else. Fundamental. Think principle.
Grounded. Keeping grounded.
Yeah, keeping grounded. But actually maintaining the ground. It's actually, watch this, because this is very easy. Almost always happens in Irimi Tenkan. As I go in, come out of the ground and that. So maintaining a sense of groundedness. Play with this when you've got the footwork. Irimi Tenkan, in terms of, if I compare it to this movement we do in the 13, is a piece of cake, because it's really easy to maintain the ground. It's not, but in comparison to this movement, it really is. But get the sense that as you do an Irimi Tenkan, it's like the ground. So the Irimi Tenkan gives me a really wide base to find the ground. When I'm doing this movement, you've got a very narrow base. That. So you're really like turning on like a pin like this. So that's very difficult to maintain the ground with. So just play a little bit like widen it with Irimi Tenkan. That. And then when you feel like comfortable with that, just go into like turning on a pin. Not easy at all. Really not easy, but just play with it. But know that it's not easy. Yeah. And maintaining weight down, grounded, super difficult. especially in this movement. That's it. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm just going to show you my feet. So you really need a sense of peeling in the feet. So just watch this. If I stomp the feet, oh shit, I will go against the knee. So if I stomp the feet in like this, in this kind of way, it's not so bad. But I need a sense of something much more flexible. So when you do this movement, it will force you to have a sense of peeling in the feet. So the feet have got this kind of sense. So I'm really using the full agility in the foot, the full mobility. As soon as I lock the foot up, which will happen if I'm off balance. So if I pull myself off balance, the joint will block because it doesn't like that position. So it's trying to hold you up. So I can really only do this well if I can maintain really the center line and the axis of the body. So it needs to have a sense of peeling. And it's a really strange movement for us because you need a sense of grace in the movement. You need to be light on your feet, but heavy in the ground. Tricky. So just give it a try, just a few more, and then we'll bring the Joe into it. But this is all the complex stuff. The Joe works easy. The hand works super easy. That's it. So being balanced, being centered, being grounded, all this stuff that we talk about all the time, it's got to be like fully embodied now. That's it. There we go. Dealer. Nice. Okay, good. So just take it into the Joe now. So don't worry about the end form. And if you especially got a high ceiling, the original form in this case is like to take it up to here. Wait, that position, to go to that. This really facilitates the next movement much easier. So that's why the basics like that. What I'm going to do today is like this movement, come into this position. So I'm going to let it go at an angle. So if you've got a low ceiling, you can get away with this because I've got a really super high, super low ceiling. So just go from here. You're going to be in Skikamai like this. So you've just finished the ski there. And then what you need to do is like mobilize the whole body, mobilize the jaw. That, and then from here, you're blocking a ski to the back. So you're rolling around, block, and then rolling it up this way. Okay, so really break that down into parts. Because if you do it as one move, the likelihood of disconnecting is really high. So you've got the ski, and then it's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, just give it a try. If you want any specific, just let me know because this is a really tricky move. And again, know that what you're doing is like blocking a ski to the rear. So you've got a ski coming in directly to your spine. Blam. So that's what you're kind of defending against. You need to cover the whole body as you go. Yeah. Okay, just watch this. So this training is a waste of time later when I get to the form. So if I do like this, this is a waste of time because I'm not defending myself as I go. So you'll find out very quickly as I rotate to the back. Then the ski's coming in, and if I do something like this, I'll either get hit in the elbow, I get hit in the chest, or I've already been struck at this point. Okay, so when I'm going into those movements, like knowing that I'm already covering the body, knowing that I've covered the center line as I go here, that gives me comfort in the body. So if I don't really know I'm covering the center line, this will take me out, and I'll go into fear and reaction, and that's not what I want to do in Aikido work. So just get a sense that as you do this movement, you go around that, the Joe's covering the body. And then I come up to that movement. But really use the Joe to cover your center line. We don't talk about this nearly enough in Aikido. Like, you need to protect your own center line. I'm never... Yeah, so...
Just one question.
Sure.
You start from ski, and I notice you remain here on the edge until you complete the turn, and then you slide.
Sure.
So, are we supposed to stick to that, or can we start sliding? I don't know. Is it like a technical point which is very important, or can we already start sliding while we're turning? Did you understand my question?
Yeah, you can.
I am just losing you because there's something with
So
the
later,
connection.
this is a bit where the... I'm going to show it. This is a bit later on whether the form, the Kihon form and the Kinanagari form is a bit different. When you do you need to do it fast. Everything comes together. So there's no start. But what you need to do is have a position. What this teaches me is as I come through, I need to be really protecting the jaw this way. If at that point, as I block the ski, I'm here. Look what happens. I receive it.
You get, yeah.
It's this it's like trap master.
Okay.
That happens when I do kinanagari and I do this.
Okay.
But when I do bring the whole form together, that happens naturally. But I don't do it in the basic form, so I don't do something like this one. I don't do this and then push it around. So again, it's about getting into a position where I'm really functionally protecting the body.
Okay.
In the partner form, this attack's actually coming from this side. So it's coming from this side, that way. But I need to have a quality. You can also, if you want to practice just this, just practice the foot, just practice that without the rotation. So I go from here and I just practice that. And then you're back in the basic. And again, this is why the basics need to be clear. Because if the basics not clear, taking it to an advanced step will be kind of troublesome. So a lot of kind of stuff will come up, but just play with it and feel free to break the form down. Don't feel all the time you need to do the 13 because it's not really about the form. So it's
okay. Thank you.
good.
Michael.
Say again.
Michael.
Yeah.
Is this? I mean, I've always tended to go to this position.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Because you seem to be more here.
Yeah. As long as I've got two hands on the job like this, that kind of position's okay. Somewhere here is kind of okay for me. It depends. At the moment, it's personal to me because I'm working on like width through the body. So I'm kind of working a bit more wider. Now I don't want to be too narrow in that case. So just play with it, and again, it suits to your own body really. So just play with it a little bit. But I need to have a sense that it's functionally blocking a ski coming in. As long as I've got that kind of feeling.
Okay, thank you.
And again, this is a case where we need to kind of test stuff. So I just get someone to come in and ski me, and I try different variations of it. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. And again, what works. So that's basically what we're looking for in the end. Functionality. That's it. Good. That's it, Sasha. Very nice. Great. Boom. Yeah, we go. Very nice. So Hasso itself is actually a really tricky movement, and then you put a rotation into it. Super complicated. So you've made something really something already complicated even more complicated. And I need to know that as I go into this form because very, very easy to lose connection. That's it. Great. There we go. Great. Ooh, good. Okay, we'll take it a bit further. So some of you are going here already, which is great. So you're going to go now from the ski position. Okay. Roll to the back. Here, I'm going to finish it, in this case, in this position. So you're in this position. If you've got the high ceiling, go to that position. But in any event, what you do is transition from that, place the weight in the front foot, open the hand, step through and find the strike. Okay, so you're doing like if you look at the basic Suburi work, you're doing like dum, dum, dum. Okay, but you're doing it with a rotation before it. So you've got this, this, this. And again, really focusing on weight. And in this case, this kind of opening of the hand. Really nice moment in the kata. Just try that. So you've got the Hasso and then the strike. There's a great picture sequence of Saito Sensei in one of the old books, and he does a full 360 rotation with the Hasso. Like this, revolving around on a point. Incredible. Incredible. I think it's one of the only people I can see who can do that well. So like, this is great. I'll try and share it later. But
Michael, the last strike is a Shomen, right?
yeah, this in this case, this is like a Yokun because I'm coming here. You're coming in with a thrust, and I'm off the line. So I'm striking to the head, but I'm wedged off the line. So in essence, it's like a straight strike, but I'm off the line wedging, and it becomes a Yokumi to the side of the head. I'll try and find a video. 1 second.
So again, you turn, you strike like a human, and you off the line again.
In this case, you're wedged
Stay off the line.
Yeah, because if you come back, what you're doing is in the partner press, the person comes from the side this way, so I find that, and I'm kind of directly it. Now they're going to come straight down the line at me. So what I do wedge off it and hit the head.
Yeah.
And cut through it. It's like doing
Okay.
it's like doing Migewasa. So I wedge off to the right side in this case.
Okay.
But just imagine like someone's coming straight at the body with a ski again.
Okay, thanks.
Got it. So lots of details in this. Let's see. 13. Whoop. Okay. There we go. Great. So I want to get to this movement. Really, it's one of the most complex movements again, but the Hasso step is quite difficult. So what I want to do is really what Sascha was doing before. Start from the Kenkamai. So you kind of engage the hips fully. Now what you do is withdraw back. And then what I want you to do is just practice this movement. So Sascha did a lot on the Genangaishi, this movement. Now this is an adaptation of the Genangaishi into a block. So you roll through the hip and you press through with the body this way. And then from this position, you press through with a ski. So we're just going to go to that part because it's a really interesting part. So I'm going to break part of the kata up. So you're going to go from this position, you roll the body back, just as Sascha was showing, and then what you do is roll the hips in, and straight away I need to defend the center line. So again, it's a case of being really direct with the hip. So this needs to come straight in here, and then boom, this comes in straight in this way. Okay, so this is a case where you go directly down the center line, and I need full commitment, full belief. Not belief, full commitment. Don't believe it. You don't need to. So you just go here. You go like this, and then I go straight down the center line, and then it goes like that, straight in. But do this nice and slow. But just that movement, and it's an adaptation again of the basic move, which is a Genangaishi, into a high block. And again, imagine you've got someone thrusting at the throat. That's the kind of attack you're dealing with. I need to be super on guard as I do this.
Michael, it's me again.
Hello, do that. Come again.
I think I was sleeping. Did we do the turn?
No, I've forget about it.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I was asleep or something. Okay, I'm following the instruction. Bye.
Yeah, I'll skip that part. That's it. And now this is a high block. Okay. So this is really a case where I need to have a clear sense of wedging through the body. So just watch this. If I do something like this, I leave myself open to it, and I've not got the power to do it. So what I need to do, if I'm just looking specifically at handwork, is I come through here, this. So it's got this kind of quality, this kind of quality. So you really need to have a sense that there's a ski coming in here, like this, to the body. If I go again the long way around, or I cut it short, I can hit the other person in the hand, but I can't defend myself as well. So this is why you don't get hit as you enter. This is a classic case of Irimi, and I just pierce straight through the line. So it's like this, 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 and then straight through it. So it goes like that. And I'm slamming through the person's jaw. It doesn't matter what they do, they can do a ski or not. I'm just going to slam through the center line and then press through with the ski to finish it. So again, this is a final form. This is the end of it. This is the end of it.
And my ski goes through the throat, right?
Yeah, my ski goes through the throat as well. In practice, we tend to go to the heart or like to the high chest, just for safety. In reality, we'd either go to the throat or to the teeth.
Okay.
Not so nice. Not so nice at all. You get a big dentist bill at the end of it. You go to prison and you get a big dentist bill. Not advised. And this is where you really need precision. So what I imagine when I'm doing this isn't that I'm thrusting through someone's throat or into their teeth. I don't really want to practice that. If I want to do that, I go to karate. So Aikido is something else. It deals with something else, but it needs to have a lethal force. So I said this on the Wednesday class, like a Temi work needs to have lethal force behind it. Otherwise, it's like a wet fish. Yeah, there's no point in it. So you need to have a sense that what you can do is thrust the jaw straight through someone's throat. Nice, not a great feeling. I admit it's not great. But what you need to match that with is like precision, right? I have the ability to stop the jump right here. So this is like still a warning shot because it gives me an opportunity, if I have precision, to control it. So if you imagine someone coming into your house, taking your stuff, you're not going to just sit there and take it. Maybe you will. But if you don't, if you decide I'm going to defend myself, I'm going to stop the person, you need to have an ability where you're going to threaten them, but without I'm not going to kill them. So this is where Aikido kind of works on this kind of level, and especially the weapon work. So it's got this quality where I need to have a precision where I can just stop the jump here. Now that should hopefully stop the person in their tracks. Maybe if it doesn't, you've got another option. But have that kind of quality when you make the movement. So it's got like a kind of this, and just go there, just like that. So we've not done the whole kata, just the last minute or so. If you know the kata, run through it. If you don't, just run through the sections that we've done. So again, it's a linked kata, but it's a chain of movements that probably came from Sensei's Owase practice with Saito Sensei. So just have a sense, you can run through the kata, you can run through pieces of it. If you're totally stuck, just stick with the first movement because that's the essence of the that. As soon as you notice that precision's going, the connection's going, I'm losing the ground, go back to number one. And you want to get really good at number one. You want to get real good at number one. Everything else follows from that. So. Yeah. Got it. Great. Right. So, okie dokie, that's it for the time. Is there any questions to either me or Sascha? Anything that came up in the class? Well, no, everything's clear. Yeah.
In this, Michael, in the kata, I mean, also the kata version,
Yeah.
I'm mixing in between attacker movement, as I'm mixing positions as opposed to kumicho, don't I? Also to the Awase version, am I always the kata or am I also doing attacks, so to say?
In this case, in the 13, what it's this, I mean, it's got a kind of tricky history because it was like a kata Saito Sensei created from I think from the stuff Sensei was doing, like solo practice, and this kind of 1-2 Owase practice that he was doing a lot of. And you can see that in the videos when Sensei is training weapons with people, it's like 1-2 Owase stuff. And he did all the kumitachi forms, but Saito Sensei created the kumijo forms, and he created the 13. Saito Sensei's invention or Saito Sensei's interpretation of that, of what Sensei was doing. And he attached the 13 to like a partner practice, which is defending against the ski. So it's always a blending practice against the ski attack. So all those movements, I'm first blending against the ski. I'm either receiving it and sending something back, or like in the Hayagaishi, I'm just moving around it and striking. So the blending practice is always not me as the aggressor, but as the attack's coming in, I'm trying to take it off the line, defend myself, catch the strike, and then take it back into something. So they're all like the 13's built up of these simple 1-2 Owase. They like I blend and then I finish it. I move off the line and I finish it. So each part is like a separate end. So there's like multiple ends in that kata, and then we chain it all together later. But it's more of like a combat applied form than the 31 pure kata. 31 kumijo.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. We'll bow out. Hi. Domo. Arigato.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sascha.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.